What is happening, good people? Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, that is epic. As you can hear, we're doing some gentle type of orchestral stuff today. It's nothing too crazy, just a little bit of actually a commission for the Fall of Civilizations podcast, which I'm fortunate to be involved in musically. So yeah, let's get on with it. What I've got to do today is actually, well, first you figure out if my stream is coming through properly. I'm getting mixed messages here. Go live. Okay, let's see if that comes through. Yeah, it looks like it's working. All right. So I've got to add some brass to this. The client Paul has asked me to please just beef up the brass, and then on top of that, I've got a mind to make these kind of percussive footstep sounds that you can hear. To give that a bit, I don't know, to just kind of conform it a little bit, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be doing about 45 minutes today, and then I'm going to go pick up my little boy. So yeah, nice to see you, nice to have you. Drop a comment in the chat, which I'm still trying to find. I don't know where the hell it's gone. Let's try the old, yeah, okay, cool, we'll figure that out as we go, no worries. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. So I've got to turn this into a full orchestral sounding thing, and I've actually potentially going to hire someone, a French horn player, to get the authentic kind of horn sound down. So let's give that a bash. All right, first things first, we want to load up Forzo. Forzo is one of my best friends. Forzo is a brass library from Native Instruments. We actually just need a contact here. Let's add contact here, insert track from template, contact. We only need one instance of this. We're just going to call it Forzo. It's not like the string tracks where you actually need sub tracks for each one of the sounds. It's just one bank. Next thing I'm going to do is run this to the pre-master. Everything that I have here goes to the pre-master, and then the pre-master goes to the master. And I also just want to give it a color, gold, because brass instruments are gold colors. Yeah, man, so things are moving forward a little bit for me. It's great to have this commission. I'm seeing a little bit of slow and steady YouTube growth. I get about 1 new subscriber a day, which is great. And Patreon is ticking along. I did a podcast interview with Tim Kulig yesterday, who's also a Creative Commons musician, and he does some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I've got contact open here. I'm going to just go small so we can see what's cooking. And now we're going to load up the ever powerful Forzo instrument. And actually what I would like is, yes, traditional and not actually 12 horns. This will be backing. So I think this has got to sound a bit more like a full ensemble. Yeah. The solo instrument, which will be a French horn, hopefully I'm planning on hiring someone to actually play the part live. That will be in a different track, so let's open that up while contact is loading. I'm going to open up a new track from template and have a new contact. I like to separate my contact instruments out, not to bundle them all into multis, because then I get lost. So it's better for me if I just have a horn, send it to the pre-master, and that will be that. Now we want to get that horn. Let's find its interface, bring it over here, and I'm just going to load up a really basic sound from the factory selection library, which is going to be not band. I wonder if we got world. No, it's going to be under the brass. Yeah, the brass selection. So actually I've got a separate template for that. It's SE64, which you can see down at the bottom here. These are all my Symphony Essentials patches, and let's get that out. And I mean, I can also just load up a contact one just to sort of compare, seeing as it's good to do a lot of A/B stuff when you're looking for a particular sound. But this is a guide track, and I don't plan on actually ending up using it, maybe just as a lower layer, but that live horn sound is what I'm going for. The client is, he's got the budget for this. I think doing a good job on it is a good move, you know. Actually just responding to his desire for sonorous brass with something that sounds realistic and not something that sounds like a dad sitting in a garage. Okay. Now, get rid of that and let me pop open. What I'm actually looking for here is brass. There we go. So we've got these solo brass instruments. Let's go down to horn solo and hear how that sounds. Brass hasn't been rooted yet. First, let's root the brass to the pre-master as always. How about a track? How about a shortcut for root to pre-master? Cool, there we go. Got some brass sounds coming through here. I'm going to just turn off ozone while I do this. Oh, right. Looks like I'm also double streaming. Hello, gang. What's cooking? What's cooking? Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, sorry. Let's play this back. What's up, Gilp? Here's the track. Suddenly you can't hear that, can you? Okay, I'm just going to fix this real quick. That's strange. Restream is not sending it even though I've got it set to local broadcast. It should be sending it to Reaper, to OBS. Door really low volume. Oh, can you hear the door? That's good. I'm not seeing any levels in my my side of things. Gilp, can you actually hear the door at the moment? Help me out here, brothers. Help me out here, brothers and sisters. Brother Funk Stars. I'm trying to do 50 things at once, as usual. Yeah, you're right. It does sound very low, even to me. No, can't hear the door. Of course. Okay, so what the problem is here is I think I might have to reboot. Let's save that, and then just let's get a new instance of Restream out here, just to make sure. All plugins, Restream, there we go. Now you send it to local broadcast and you should be able to hear it in OBS now. Damn, Eggsman, what's up, dude? I assume you're a dude because you got man in your username. Hi to you, my man. Not that it matters. Yeah, dude, sorry about this. I'm trying to get you the feed from the actual door, which works like clockwork every time I do it, except when people actually show up for the stream. Problem is I've got Restream on the master sent to local broadcast and it's not wait, maybe that's why. Oh wait, I've done this before. Wait, no. Yes, yes, now I know you can hear it. Don't lie to me. Lie not to Uncle Johnny. I know you can hear it. Tell me the truth, Eggsman and Gilp. One of you, both of you, can you hear the music? Can you hear the music? Can you? Before I carry on, I need you to tell me that you can. Or I could just carry on. Okay, what was I doing was this thing over here. Loud and clear, Capitan. I like this guy. Okay. Let's just point the camera more at me. This is all about me after all. Alright kids, all farting around aside, I really do need to get onto this because this guy has commissioned me, amazingly. Someone's paid me to write music. That doesn't happen very often. Whoop-de-doo. So I'm going to take it to the next level by hiring a musician, hiring a horn player. I can't play any French horns, to play a part that I'm about to write. So I'm going to write the guide track now. And then we're going to all get in a little rowboat and sing a song and sail down the river together holding hands. How does that sound? Okay, so now we need lushness. This is an orchestral sounding piece. It sounds half incomplete, to my ears at least. So let's get this guide track in here. I'm going to pump it up for now, just to hear it. This type of thing. So now it's just the melody. Like, melody can be subdivided around pitch and around time. So there's a difference between... Sorry. Okay, let's go with some vibes here. So... Sounds a bit high to start, right? You don't start a piece that high. Okay, I'd like to know what the range of this horn is. It's a French horn. Okay, it's going down from about a C -2 up to about a G2, G1. Okay, so it's C3. That's C3, and there's C3, C2, C1 up to C3, C4, G4. Okay. C1 to G4 is the range. I can play with that range now. That's a good guideline. Okay, let's get into it. And I'm just going to noodle around. Literally, I'm just going to hit record. And we'll give myself a little count in. And here we go. Okay, not loving that. One thing they say about recording brass is you should try and make it sound a bit realistic. Leave gaps for players to breathe. If you just play continuous brass, then it sounds like some magic circular breathing voodoo is going on. Okay, so I'm going to try it again. There we go. Just like get into the feel of it. Doesn't have to come in immediately. It's coming on the second phrase. I'm still thinking too much inside there. Alright, let's get that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm thinking about it being more intentional, so like this. That's a nice line. That's a nice line because it involves the tritone. That tritone always brings in like a little bit of dissonance, which is pleasing to resolve. X-Man, so cool you're doing Fall of Civ music. His podcast is epic. Love the live noodling. The world needs more noodling. Yeah, man. I wish I had more than a couple of minutes each day. Hey, guys, it's 4:20. Woo! I wish I had more than a couple of minutes each day, but it looks like I am resigned to 2-minute noodles. You can use that one for free. Okay. Bung. He did mention he wants it to build, so I'm not going to come in guns blazing. Let's just leave the actual brass for a little bit later in the passage, but I'll work out other ways to start this more thickly. I've also got markers up here for strings, winds, etc. So maybe we bring in the brass a bit earlier. Descending is important to me. This is about the fall of civilizations. So it's about going from life to death, basically. If you're going to be all deep about it, it's about coming down, and that I need that to reflect in the music. So it's about just a winding down, a slow entropy. As everyone sort of slowly moves towards their final day on planet Earth, and so I do want that to come through in the music. Let me try this just an octave down. So here we go. Yeah, Eggman, what brings you here, Eggsman? How did you get here? You a Fall of Civilizations fan? What brings you to this neck of the woods? Okay, that's lovely. Now that's the solo part. I don't want it to be too exposed. So I'm just going to mess around. Like literally this is the initial just dabbling with paint, and we're going to see what comes out. Okay, so you've also got this Forzo instrument, which I'm now triggering here in the top left. I'll show you what it looks like. It's a beautiful brass instrument. It's like me, just one big knob. This instrument is like me. It's just one big knob. It's a good thing you guys don't have mics, because I couldn't hear myself over the laughter if you had mics, if this was Discord. Okay, much lower dynamics. Dynamics being louds and softs. Okay, we got a problem, Houston. Problem is this knob doesn't respond to my power. The mod wheel on my keyboard's broken, so I can't actually trigger it like with my hands, but I'll just do it. I'll just draw it in. All right, kids, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave my big knob there, and let's just come up with some. This is what happens when you this is what happens when you hire a cheesy 90s muso dad band uncle to write serious music. You get like stupid jokes. Okay, I want this to kind of Eggsman, fellow muser, follow of your channel, stoked, surprised to see Fall of Civ pop up. Hey, thanks, dude. I do want to get comments on screen, but I haven't done it for a while. Excuse-moi if I just take a breather to try and get what you guys are saying reflecting on this effing screen. There it is, YouTube chat box. Comments pop-up is not working. I haven't gotten this other pop-up thing to work. Would be cool if it did work. Let's try it out. Just someone leave a comment, let's see if it pops up. Somebody say something, and I can get back to the music. The music. Okay, YouTube chat box. We'll get that up and fucking running. Excuse me. There we go. Cool. There's the YouTube comments chat box. I don't know where to put that in front of my face. I don't know. Let's just chuck it there, whatever. More noodles. Thanks for the noodleification. Doesn't look like that's popping up, but anyway, whatever. I'll just leave this over here. In fact, we don't even need to see Forza. It's nice, but it's not essential. Okay, I'm just gonna drop that there, and then I'm gonna stick that under my face. Great. That's actually not a bad format. That I never got that one right. Okay, what I was doing was creating some dissonance. So we're going to create some dissonance with just this brass. Let's just hear how it sounds solo with these two instruments. So here. And I wanted to solo out the brass, not the horn lead. In fact, let's just minimize everything so we only see those instruments that we're working with. There we go. And here. Here we go. Okay, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know there are rules and things to getting it right, but let's hear. Da, da, da. So it's going from a G to a D minor. It's going to go to the D7, D minor 7. Okay, how about we let that last line carry itself? So we're going. That's quite tasty, isn't it? Hey, a little bit tasty there. Let's try that out with the rest of the track. I'm just trying to make a bit of progress on this brass, really. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I landed on the same note. Can't be that. Okay, let's try that. Good, now I can maybe record it this time. 4, 5, 6. That's not bad. There was one note where they were on the same exact sound. Okay, so this note over here, it's just dropped down. This in the big editor. I think this needs to be shuffled over to there. Let's take it back to this. Leave a marker so I can snap back to it. Here we go. Great. I'm happy with the part. Now we just got to adjust the timbre. So let's whip up the interface again and see what we can do to change the sound of this delicious little noodle pasta that we're cooking up, hey? Okay, the interface has arrived. Now let's get some nice screen real estate here. We can all see what's cooking. First thing I want to do is just get a little bit of no, wait, we'll do modulation later. Modulation or dynamics where you create swells using the mod wheel, but let's come back to that. So now I just want to loop this part over here. This is basically, I'm picking the colors I'm going to use for this piece. And I'm doing it by previewing. 2, 3, 2, 2. Okay, good. Let's loop that region. And now we're gonna just screw around with, for example, portato, which is one of the articulations. It's how the brass is played. We can also mess around with the position in the mix, whether it's forward or backward or whatever. That's definitely not ideal. That's cool. I do think maybe a different patch is a better idea, not a full ensemble. Oh, where's Forza? There it is. Let's just try. Okay, we've got evolved and traditional. We've got to stick with traditional. This is going to be a nice orchestral sounding piece. But let's go with 4 tenor trombones. Let's just load up a couple and see what they sound like. So we'll do tenor trombones. We'll add that to the mix. We can also layer it up, so full ensemble can be the real bedrock, and then we can add more instruments, and or we could just do it all manually or whatever. Now I'm going to change this to MIDI 1, otherwise it's not going to play, because the MIDI data that I've written goes to channel 1, so I've got to enable that. And now I'm just going to bring this volume down a bit so it sounds nice. Too loud. Long sustain. This articulation's way too high, so let's take again. See, that sounds like an ensemble to me. Cool, that's covering quite a nice range. Let's go from where it was with the rest of the track. Sounds a bit blah at the end, but we'll get to the dynamics phase. First, just write the stuff and then kind of tweak the shades a bit. Okay, cats, I've got about 20 minutes left, and then I've got to go pick up my little guy. So, thanks for being here. I'm going to continue now. Let's go with one other little thing I want to try out, which is just moving the horn part I just recorded to a different horn sound, just to A-B it basically. Okay, we've got nothing coming out. Why is that? Because I never actually loaded a horn patch into this this contact instrument. I think the only option I have is really got these solo instruments. Yeah, I didn't use any of these. No, brass solo. Oh, that is what I did. Yeah, sorry, it's part of the same. I've consolidated two of them into one contact instrument, so that's out. We're using it already at least. And then Yang Chin is China, all those piano stuff, none of that's gonna fly. So I've got to just poke around in my... Sometimes you get good results by looking in the wrong place. So let's just check out what's under band. They got guitar, organ, street, like upright bass, none of that. Good to know there's an upright bass in there. I'm always looking for different upright bass sounds, but that's not where we're going to find it today. Kinetic metal, no-go, Forza, drum lab. Cuba has a trumpet. We can try that. Let's just hear how it sounds. I don't think the articulation's very well defined, but hey man, you take what you can get, bro. And it's a guide track anyway, so here we're going to hear it now on its own. Fuck, sorry. It's got a mute on it. It's not really the sound I'm going for. It's just gonna stick out of the mix like a mofo. Okay. Alright, so that's that. I'm gonna go with the horn 1 solo as a guide, and then this horn part over here we don't actually need. We don't need horns upon horns. I don't want to get too horny, if you see where I'm coming from here. Okay, next up is continue the writing process, not to get caught up too much in details. Let's get a sketch out for the entire track's brass line before we start tweaking. Now that we've got a palette or a color, let's just continue. Yeah, the piano takes it over. No. Okay, so now strings come in. So we let that little passage go without any horns. So it's like saying horns are in this track, but then just making a bit of a moment before you hear them again, creating some tension. Alright, I don't think I need that interface anymore. Cool kids, if you're here because of Fall of Civilizations, then welcome, and I also love the show, and I'm very, very pleased and thrilled and honored and all that to be involved in the writing of the music for the show. This is a commission. I'm working on a piano piece, a solo piano piece that currently gets used for the intro music, and I'm doing an orchestral reprise of it for the show's creator, Paul Cooper. Okay, so now at this point, we just need a complementary brass line here. So that string line is... Where's my guide brass track, please? Here. No, it's down here. Cool there. That's the nice sort of sounding string line that we hear. Let's double it with the Forza, which is the big brass ensemble. Let's also just single out what we're doing here by making it simple to see. Okay, we need everything back, and 1, 2, there we go. Cool, that's what I'm after. So we can see things nice and clearly now, and let's write a part for Forza to complement the strings that have just come through. I'm going to double the strings, so it's going to be D, E flat, C, and B. 4, D, D. Okay, we can also stretch that out. I wrote it to the wrong place, but let's hear it now here. Switch. I want it to be an octave lower. Cool. 12 semitones down. That's what I'm after. Now with the strings. Okay, and now it just needs to be, I will get back to swells and articulations and that kind of thing, so give me some time, I'll get to that. Okay. And then we will find a nice little complementary counter melody to the strings. So we got this in the strings, and so we are going from those are the kind of chords. That's the harmonization of them. So it's that's the G to G7. That's the E flat to D7. That's it. Okay, so we're going G to G7, E flat to D7. That's the progression. To D7 minor, D minor 7. And back up to the G major. Okay, great. Cool. Plagal cadence. No? Dominant. Okay, cool. So then to get a nice counter melody, we could go, so the strings are going high here. Let's just show you what I'm up to. High on the strings, and we could do a, going from, take it from this point. Wow. Okay, so we play the notes that aren't being played. So the strings have got the D, so we'll play the B in the horn, and then the strings have got the E flat, so we could play the B flat, and then the strings have got the C, and so we'll just do a chromatic walk down like that, see how that sounds. In the lead horn, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, just hang on too short. Okay, we're going for that. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, not bad. And then we let the piano bring it in with some momentum, some gusto. There we go. I don't want it to go home too quickly. I'm tempted to let this go. To not resolve it too quickly. Let's just see how that sounds. Now we're going to get interplay, I think, between strings and brass. Up till now it's been everything kind of playing the same rhythm. What I'd like now is one part to have a say and then another part to have a say, so let's go with that. That's together. Now strings have a big break. That's beautiful. That's the right part. It's of earlier. Okay, let's just get the timing right. So I'm going to do a punch in record. We'll stretch it out to there and just change to punch in record so that I don't actually overwrite anything. Here we go. And the part is. No, it's not punching in. Why aren't you punching in? Then the piano picks it up again. So we've got some brass in here now. This is a good extension of where we're at. Let's just group those two together and see where we're at. Tempted to almost take this whole passage up an octave. Sonorous brass. If I hire a player, I can also get them to multi-track. I don't have to just... That sounds like brass, but it's actually winds. Let's take it from there. Something other than just the wafty long sustains might be good. So a little bit of punctuation, and I'm actually beginning to think that this is the right part, but up for here. So it's just hear it on this. It's just too high up there. Let's take it back down and then double this. So at this point we want it to be an octave lower, so it gets that low stuff. Let's hear it out. And we can split it here maybe. So, oops, not what I want to do. This one here. Yeah, if you don't know what's going on, this is Reaper. This is a program used to make music, unlike Ableton Live. Most of the templates on my channel are Ableton Live templates, but I actually work in Reaper more for this type of music. It's just way easier. It's not designed for DJing at all, so there's a lot of sort of... Okay, let's try get some. Okay, let's try that. I don't know how to end that part, but I do like this passage with a bit of let's see how far we can get with that. Where are we in the rest of this track? Because I seem to have lost the actual end marker. Here is cello end, and here is track end, essentially right here. Okay. Cool, I feel good to be making some progress on this. I did tell the guy mid-July. I think I can get it done by then. Got to book a player and, yeah, make this stuff work, man. Okay. Let's come up with some more. I think this is a little bit out of time. Let's just fix the timing a bit. Turn on the metro name. Good, and while we're at it, we just try and make it sound less like a car horn. We'll do that with modulation later. I also just want to tighten it up while we're here, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not 100%, just kind of 60%. Now that's made it sound more like a car horn because I quantized it to the end of the track, or the end of the note, which I didn't mean to do. I meant to just quantize it to the start. So you change it from position and note end to just position. Good, that's fine. It sounds a bit like a car horn, but we're going to sort that out later with the dynamics, and also we can blend it nicely with the rest of the track. I'm sticking to orchestral instruments only here. I've got a thing, I just want it to sound like a proper orchestral composition. So where are we going to shadow this? I think we should shadow it with winds. I don't think there's a lot going on in the winds at this point. There's just a kind of a simple walk down happening here. So let's hear the winds on their own. So that's high winds. Let's get a second part, which we can do with, well, what a suitable instrument here would be maybe a clarinet. Let's hear that. Not coming out because solid ensemble. Okay, a clarinet is lovely. Let's just try that together with the brass. Here comes the da-da-da. Yeah, let's just get a nice lowish sounding clarinet there. It's going to be triggering this one here. We could also do clarinet ensemble, which is going to sound slightly different, more instruments. And one other thing we could do is then grab the articulation. First, let's just take up the articulation of the clarinet. So that's going to be here. And change it from sustained, not crescendo. I'm not doing complex key switching in this. I'm just going to let the patches do what they can. I'm not going to get too into it, basically. That's one of the problems I have. I get too into things. Okay. Good. I actually made a mistake at the wrong time, but these mistakes sometimes work out nicely. Like for example here, I'm going to solo out both the clarinet and the horn. You'll notice the clarinet comes in a bit early, and then it gets joined by the horn. This clarinet is out of time. I'm just going to shift it forward, give it a little quantization, a rooney. That's all the clarinet's doing. Now let's double that, because I like that part. Yeah, so I came in accidentally too soon with the clarinet while the horn was still running, but it just makes... That's how you learn. You learn... Oh, you don't have to actually go from part A to part B with like end one, start the next. You can do J cuts and L cuts, as they call it in film, where like the sound of the next clip begins playing while the video of the previous clip is playing. That's what I'm doing here with horns and clarinet. Got about 10 minutes left, kids. Actually, I should be on my way already, but I'm so in love with all of you people who show up to these streams. Thank you so much. It just means the world to me. I sit in this garage all day, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Small drink of water. Okay, wish me luck, kids. I'm gonna go in with this track, and yeah, and just do one of those really risky moves where you're like, yep, I think it's worth this much, and the guy will be like, okay, and pay me a lot of money, and that's nice. And also what's nice is getting to the point where I feel confident that, like, okay, this has a value. The guy's got a big show. I release a freaking lot of music and templates and everything for free, and so when things like this come along, I mustn't feel like, oh, you know, maybe I should try and lowball myself. It's worth something. It's worth a lot. Okay. At this point now, I'm going to actually get a flute in here. Flute solo, I think. No, let's do ornaments later. I was going to do like a flute thing later. I'll do it later. I'll get that right, don't worry. What's going on here? Here. That's right. We just want the second half of that phrase, correct? So just let's group all the stuff so long, and just remove this little MIDI note right here. Cool. Writing some music for Fall of Civilizations podcast, playing with orchestral stuff. Gotten to a point in my life where I'm just a happy guy. This is what I want to do with my life, and I want to share it with y'all. How many of you are American? I wish I could speak like you. You walk into a room and you're an American, everyone's like, that's what it's like living in the antipodes, the lower half of the globe, according to the Mercator projection. Okay, now we're going to repeat this just indefinitely. Gotta get some exercise, man. Sit in this chair all day. And there's the flute. Oh man, this brings me a lot of joy. Dudes, I gotta go. Thanks for being a part of today. I'm gonna continue this Fall of Civilization stuff, but I'm also happy to say tomorrow I have big plans to join for some more 90s vibes. So like just kind of like wonky sounding TV sitcom music composition. That's my goal right now. Trying to cash in on my winning YouTube album. Spread the word, dudes. Spread the love. Sorry I can't stream every day like I used to, but I'll be back as soon as possible. I'll let this play while I pack up. Enjoy. See you guys soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.